Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, a phantom stalked California, inflicting a wave of terror that spanned 11 different counties. Court sentencing records from the case revealed the scale of the violence: 13 murders, 13 kidnappings, and crimes committed against 87 different victims. While the killer left physical DNA evidence at multiple scenes, his profile was not in any existing police database, leaving investigators with no way to identify him. Traditional detective work was designed to catch suspects who were already in the system. They had no tools for an offender who existed entirely outside of it. True crime writer Michelle McNamara helped break the silence. She gave the killer a new name, the Golden State Killer, and gave a voice to a public that was desperate for closure. Her research eventually became the book All Be Gone in the Dark, keeping the cold case visible in the cultural consciousness years after the trail had gone cold. But even with the new wave of public attention and amateur interest, looking for a direct forensic match remained at a complete dead end. To find the killer, investigators have to stop searching for his specific profile and start looking for his relatives. The breakthrough came from Barbara Ray Venter, a retired patent attorney who practiced genetic genealogy as a hobby. Ray Venter realized that the same commercial DNA platforms used by adoptees to find their birth parents could also be used to identify a suspect. This method didn't require the killer's DNA to be in a police system. Investigators only needed a partial match from a distant relative. Ray Venter built a family tree backward to a common ancestor, then traced descendants forward, eliminating people until only one suspect remained. This application of genealogy successfully connected crime scene evidence to a real-world name, finishing an investigation that had been frozen for 30 years. That suspect was Joseph James DeAngelo, a former police officer who had hidden in plain sight for decades. In 2020, he pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 11 consecutive life terms without parole, plus an additional life sentence and 8 years. Justice was finally secured for 87 victims. But the method used to find him showed that private genetic information could now be used as a public forensic tool. As the details of DeAngelo's arrest came out, the public realized that the DNA they sent for family history was being used in criminal investigations. This sparked an immediate debate about the lack of regulation in the home testing industry. These direct-to-consumer DNA companies were essentially functioning as open-source surveillance databases, operating without specific laws to govern how the data was used. Many people were unaware that when they voluntarily submitted their genetic code, that data could then be legally shared with third parties. The Golden State Killer case proved that a single person's decision to take a mail-in DNA test permanently compromises the biological privacy of their entire extended family. In response to these vulnerabilities, California passed the Genetic Information Privacy Act, or GIPA, which took effect in January 2022. The law requires companies to get express consent before they can collect, use, or share a consumer's genetic data. There are specific exclusions. Medical diagnostic tests, like COVID-19 tests, are exempt, ensuring public health efforts aren't stalled. For everything else, the law is strict. Companies must provide a clear way to revoke consent and must honor requests within 30 days or face civil penalties. The capture of the Golden State Killer provided justice for 87 victims and led directly to these new legal protections. It established a powerful precedent for biological privacy that continues to protect everyone with DNA in a database.